wrap this whole cab and get another cab.
As you can tell, it looks like Swiss cheese right now.
Hey, what's up everybody? Finally gonna get some work done on this old truck here. I'm gonna work on trying to get the rest of the wiring harness out, this other door panel, and whatever else in the interior that needs to come out. But I went and dug out all the floor pans and stuff. And I just kind of laid them out. It actually looks, I mean, you can kind of guess it's what it's gonna look like, right? So I'm definitely gonna have to trim this rocker panel when I go to lay it in here. So to trim the rocker panel, I'm gonna have to trim the floor pan to accept how the rocker panel shapes, because they overlap right now, and I don't want anything overlapping because that's just gonna create somewhere for stuff to rust. Then I got this side, the passenger cab corner, which this sits on here pretty good. When I finally get to fixing all the cab corners, I get the bed off of here. That's gonna look really good, patched up and cleaned up. And I know this is kind of ate up too, but I mean, I'm trying to only thing I'll be able to do with that probably is just try to clean up the best I can. My focus right now is just trying to get this air box out and wiring harness and anything else that's in here out. No, that didn't come off like I want it. The cable broke. There we go. That got me pretty good. I got everything unplugged on the side minus this high beam switch on the floor. I'm trying to snake some of these wires out. I got to get the harness wherever it connects at right here. I gotta disconnect it, because I really don't want to pull this whole harness back into the cab. It disconnects. This disconnects right here, and looks like it might disconnect on these big plugs over here on the fender, and then these two right here, and this is a big mess of wires over here. Hopefully I can get all this wiring harness out the cab without having to undo literally everything in the engine bay, or pull all the engine bay harness through, or almost all of it. I'm gonna go work on this for a minute, and I'll get back with y'all whenever I get a little more ways into it. All the main wiring harness out of the dash. Right here. Wasn't too bad to take out. The little rubber grommets were probably really the main thing that was a pain in the butt. With, of course, it's snagging on things. It doesn't end even outside the truck. But pile of parts that I gotta either refurbish, go through, or replace. Door panels are probably most definitely getting replaced or something. Try and maybe make something custom, I don't know. But now I can move on to trying to get more of this out of here. Yay. So I try, oh, I have to snip all these plugs off of these switches. Just leave that there for now. I'll move on with trying to get some more of this stuff out of here. Climb here, see what I need to get this air box out. And I need to see these metal pieces, how to get them out as well, so I can get the headliner out. All right, looks like there's only one bolt left right here. Let's see. There's a strap behind this firewall insulation stuff down here. There wasn't another left. It was just glued to the firewall. This out. Okay, there goes the defrost vent. Alright, I started popping this down. It's got these metal tabs in it, and they are very much so attached. When they pop, they pop. Well, I didn't expect that last one just to give out like that. I didn't know if there was 4 or more than that in there. Like I said, I didn't expect that last one just to give out like that, but it did. Now I got this one on the back to get off. I'm assuming it's gonna be just as hard to get off. I was trying to make sure this little coat hanger here wasn't attached like behind it. All right, we got the rest of the trim pieces out, the headliner's out, and this is how that little hook was. I guess you're supposed to try and peel this off of it. It just pulled straight out. So I wasn't trying to like tear this up, but the screw just pulled straight out. But you can see the screws kind of rotten anyways, all the threads are gone. So I can put a better screw in it when I go back. I'm gonna get all of this picked up, get all the hardware picked up, vacuum up all the loose stuff, all the more debris that's falling out of everything as I've been pulling stuff apart. Possibly gonna take me a little break real quick after getting all that. Well, I might take this door panel off real quick actually, and then go catch me a little break. The only reason why I'm putting this on the save pile right now is I would like to find another one to put back there. I get this cardboard box out the way. That's essentially what it is. And get this piece of trim. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. You got like an extra piece up here. I could take that and log it off with a grinder real quick before I start tracing stuff. I pretty much know I gotta go where my line stops over here. I'm gonna have to just cut right along the edge all the way down. And so this is where, look how much is rotted right here. I mean, it ain't even the right shape anymore, it's so rotten. But this is where my dilemma comes in. I'm gonna go think about this one for a minute. When I lay this in here, essentially I'm gonna either have to cut this panel up or this panel up to make everything fit right. Decisions. I'm gonna go wash up, get me a little snack, get some more water. I'm gonna think about this one. At the end of the clip you just watched, my phone died. I didn't really get any further on the truck, on the floor pan since then. It's been several weeks. I've been busy with other projects around here. Just keep that short and simple, and we'll get back into doing these floor pans. How about that? Ow. All right. What I was trying to achieve at the end of when my phone died was I wanted the lines to be laid out a little better. So I was trying to take a grinding wheel and mark this, but it worked out because whenever my phone died, we ended up going into town and doing some stuff, and I went by Home Depot and picked up a couple of wire wheels. So I'm gonna wire wheel this thing real quick, set the pan back, and then we'll mark everything out. I'm gonna keep the dust mask going. Alright. What we got here? That ought to get us pretty close. Let me grab my grinder that has the cutoff wheel. Yeah, I'm using 2 grinders just to save me time on swapping wheels around. Ah, that's a piece of wood. I was wondering why. I was trying to figure out why I smell wood burning. Now I know. What you doing with that poor cat?
It's a cat gun.
Cat gun?
Yeah.
It's an assault kitty. I think he wants to be put down, Sean. Kids. All right. Okay. Took me a few tries to get this thing to sit in here just right how I wanted it, but as you can see, I kind of got a little off on my cut on this end a little bit. I marked it in two different spots. I kind of decided to just shoot the middle and hope that was right. I guess I was wrong. So I'm gonna have a little more work right here to fix. Good thing I got a whole sheet of metal over there bolted to the floor, screwed to the floor. But the rest of it's pretty good. Just gonna, dang it. Well, like I said, it took me a few tries to get it sitting in here just right. But the other three sides fit pretty good. I gotta figure out. This is all rotten now, so I gotta patch up in here a little bit. So for some of the first things I want to do before I actually tack this pan down is I want to address this spot right up in here with this piece of this corner, and then I want to address this little piece back here, which is kind of rotten all along in here. So I might have to just cut that out, patch it in. Anyways, it's a lot of work. That's a big step, just getting the pan cut out, obviously. I'm gonna call it for tonight because it's getting kind of late, and we'll resume this in the morning. So I'm gonna try and keep these videos to being around a week to 2 weeks a time frame, right? Like I did some work last Thursday on the truck. I'm gonna try and work on stuff throughout the week and make a video with Thursday and stuff throughout the week. So picking up from where I left off before. We got the floor pan cut. I have to cut along here still because of the way this lip on this pan overlaps right here. And this is all rotten out right here in this corner real bad. Rotted out, I mean. So I need to set that pan back in here and see what I need to do to make this radius and this kind of fit right. Basically from here to here needs to be changed out. And I bought a new welding hood to try out. It's more or less but, so I can teach my son how to weld when I do the driver's side. This is my first time doing any kind of sheet metal like work like this on a car or a truck or whatever. So it's kind of a learning process for me. So I want to be able to work the kinks out and figure it out myself before I go and show him what to do, right? Alright, I got this first piece cut out right here. There's a little spot back here on this firewall I'm gonna have to fix. I'm gonna do that from the other side though, because I think it'll be easier to cut that out there. I'm gonna take a grinder, clean all this up, and I got the piece I cut out here. I'm gonna make it a little bit wider. I'll make it a little bit wider so that way it take up what I'm about to clean up on the firewall side. And I'll make it just a hair longer when I cut it. I know I'll probably look goofy with all this stuff on, but I got the piece cut out. I got the new one trimmed up, ready to go. And I just gotta get the curve in it right. But it looks like it'll fit. I might need to grind the back a little bit, just a hair. But I noticed this rot right here on this part of the firewall. I'm probably gonna have to fix it. I was hoping I could just leave it and fix it from the outside when I do all of this part of the firewall for this where this air box went. But it's looking like I'm gonna have to cut this out right now and go cut me another piece to scab in right here. I'm gonna be upfront about my struggles with this because this is aggravating the crap out of me. And I'm gonna do some research and figure out what I'm doing wrong. I got my machine set as low as I can go. Might be my wire size, maybe. Maybe I need to go smaller. I'm using a 0.030 wire. Maybe I need to go to 0.023. But this is what we got. I got a patch. It's in for the most part, but I keep trying to patch little holes and keep blowing out everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with this a little bit and step back because I'm just getting frustrated at this point. As we all know, it's never really great to work on anything while you're frustrated. All right, I had to go run some errands this morning. I had to go to orthodontist to get my retainers fixed. And I went by the weld supply shop to pick up some mixed gas. So that way I can MIG weld properly and get these pans in properly, because using that, there's no way I was gonna do it with flux core and 030 wire. Funny story, at the weld supply place, the guy's like, it's $65 for the year, and it's $35 for the small bottle and $45 for the big bottle. I'm sitting there like, well, hell, why not pay $10? What's $10? Give me the big bottle, you know? It quite doesn't fit the back of my cart. It don't really fit too well. I mean, it's there. The chain's got it, but yeah, they don't quite fit. What I'm probably gonna end up doing, I'm probably gonna cut the bottom one to fit, and I might just get me another piece of metal and make a new bracket for the top, or cut the top and I just have to figure out a different way to strap in this all together. But yeah, needless to say, my what's $10 mentality got me on this one. So, but this bottle, which is pretty tall and pretty big, will last me quite a long time around here. And ideally, I might not even modify this cart. I might just make a whole new cart to where I could put dual bottles, so I can have argon and mixed gas. So whenever I get and I have room for a TIG machine, the multi-process machine, because I want to get a separate TIG machine so that way I can TIG stainless and aluminum, the plasma cutter. Like I want to be able to have all three of them on one cart. So that might be a thing to do, another little project to add around here to do. So Anyways, I'm waiting on wire to come in. I gotta go pick up some 023 tips, and I should be back in business to get back on welding these floor pans tomorrow probably. Another day. I got my welding machine all set up yesterday. Uh, this is the wire that I ordered in the .023 wire size. I went and bought these from Stein's Lumber, the Fournet brand tips. These fit these titanium unlimited 200 machines. They're Tweco benzoyl compatible. It's hot out here. I ain't even started doing anything. It's hot out here. Like I got a sweat line already across my belly. I did do. Let me roll that back up. I did do a little test welding with it. I think I gotta dial it in a little more, and then I'll have it. But it's definitely a lot better than what I was trying to do. All right, I got it I feel like dialed in now. I'm gonna show y'all so y'all can see it. It's pretty well. It looks pretty good. I'll get an up close shot for y'all. I probably created more work for myself by trying to do this with that 030 wire. You can't do that with this. This metal is way too thin for that thicker wire. I was trying to use what I had. I even fixed this hole over here just now. Kept tacking it up, grinding it down, fixing little holes as it kind of moved out into the better metal. So that's good now. Go ahead and lay that back. Oop. Oh, so I'm gonna re-tack that in real quick. Stuff only flexes so much, you know. See if I can fix this hole I made. Looks like a big old glob, but I was trying to fix that hole. I'm gonna grind it back better, smooth it out. I ain't gonna lie, this is starting to frustrate me a little bit. Like, I almost want to just scrap this whole cab and get another cab. The firewall is so freaking thin from rot. I keep blowing. I was tacking stuff up, and I grind it and I just knock a hole in it. So I try to tack it, it blows the hole out. Like, I'm about to take my Tabo, slice across where I weld it, all the way over here, and I'm gonna slice up into this hole, come across and slice into that hole like that, like, because like everything below it is rotten, and it's really starting to irritate me. I think I'm gonna do that. It'd probably be the best thing I could do for this spot right here, because I'm wasting a lot of time just chasing myself trying to build the weld back up. So it's like, okay, maybe I can fix the hole without cutting it out. And that's definitely not going in my favor, as you can tell. It looks like Swiss cheese right now. Alright, I went and took a little break. I got this piece cut out. gonna have to cut the little, I gotta cut the little half circle out of it still. Let's see how it fits. Not terrible, but not seen. Could be a lot worse. I'm gonna work on getting this half circle cut out, and then I'm gonna clean it up and we'll get it tacked in, try to weld this back in. Maybe I can move on to these floor pans finally, get away from this firewall. This freaking firewall's been eating my lunch. It is. I should have just cut more metal out to begin with than what I did. It is what it is at this point. Alright, we got that all tacked in. I'm gonna clean up all the welds. I know my circle is not quite round. There's a lip on the other side right here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and tack it on right here where it stops at and kind of follow it around and try to make a good circle with it. Maybe I'll get the circle back shaped correctly, and if I do and it's a little bit off, I'll just come here with my burr grinder and just grind this down to it's the right shape. It's a lot of welding in one spot. I didn't expect to do that much welding in just this little spot right here. Thought I'd get away with just doing a couple small patches. I guess not. I'm gonna go ahead and get this ground down. Y'all ever just wander around aimlessly sometimes trying to find something that you swore you left it in the last spot you had it? And I probably just spent, I don't know how long, a good bit of time, maybe 10 minutes walking around looking for my safety glasses. I was like, man, I know I left these things inside the cab of the truck. Where they at? Looking around. I was like, I know I ain't got them on me. I'm checking pockets, make sure they ain't hanging on my shirt. It's like, I reach up and touch the top of my head. I'm like, oh, they're on my head. Yeah. Be like that sometimes, you know? All right, a little bit covered in grinding dust. Oh, the joys of metalworking, right? You're covered in grinding dust. I'm sitting in the engine bays. I was trying to grind down the welds where they were sticking out on the inside, and I was working on conforming my little strip I was talking about. Like I said, I cut it. I know this is stamped, so it's got a rolled edge. I'm gonna do my best to try and feather it and roll it in, but it'll work. I essentially had to cut not everything out, but the first two patches I put in there, I had to cut them out plus a little bit. I guess when I was trying to weld them with that 030 wire, I just butchered the plate altogether. And when I ground all the welds down, there was holes everywhere, and they kept blowing apart, made big old Swiss cheese holes in the metal. I think it's actually a little bit better, other than this one spot right here where I had to put a little triangle patch in there, and I just did a little over. I just did it to where it was over instead of flush. I mean, it is what it is. At this point, I'm beat from being out here in the heat for several hours trying to get this right. But yeah, this is where I'm at. Kind of had to take 2 steps back, 1 step forward kind of thing. We'll get back to this in a little bit. I need to go take a break. I'm hot. Probably have not drank enough water. I'm back from having my little break. I ended up taking me a cold shower and just kind of hanging out inside for a while. We do family movie nights, and we ended up just watching our movie while I was inside. I felt like crap too, so definitely need to stay up on drinking water and taking breaks to go cool off a little more often. I'm looking around I'm gonna find my burr bit. Wish I had some little flapper wheels for my end grinder. But anyways, I'm gonna find a burr bit, put it on this end grinder, and clean up that hole. I'm not going to try and get this perfect. I spread seam sealer across this after I paint it. We're back in the engine bay. I didn't weld this up beforehand, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now, where these plates I put in attached down here on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this up, and then over here on the side, I'm gonna tie in this a little better where that where I put that little wedge piece in that. Forgot to weld up right along the bottom where I cut underneath this hole. And I cut all that other stuff out. I was zapping up across here because I want to try and feather that in a little more to hide where the weld had undercut. So maybe building that up, I could feather it in a little better. Overall, I don't think it looks too terrible. I'm trying to keep it as flat as possible, so I'm trying to build up weld and grind it down in places. Sometimes it's not working in my favor, so ain't on a little filler, glaze, body glaze, whatever. Can't cover up some of that waviness and some of the transition from the welds. Not too shabby for my first time messing with this. I got a lot more to do, obviously. So I'm gonna go around the other side and see what it looks like on the inside, see if I need to touch anything up. And I'm gonna hit all this with some black spray paint. It looks pretty good. I took the spots that I built back up that blew out on me, and I built them up on the inside and ground them back down so that way, because some of them were still kind of like a divot on this side. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. I'm about to hit it with some of this Rust-Oleum satin protective enamel. I don't have any, it says it stops rust, right? So I don't have any actual primer on hand, so this will have to do for now. It looks good, especially after we hit it with that little coat of paint. I think I'm gonna call it quits for today. This firewall section took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take today. Mostly because I screwed myself over with trying to use the 030 wire initially. And that just made things worse off than what if I would have just waited, got the right wire, got the gas and everything. So ultimately I paid for my own mistakes and me learning, all right? Because like I said a little while ago, I've never done any of this before, so it's all a learning curve to me. Tomorrow's Father's Day, I probably won't mess with any of this. Maybe by the end of the week we might have a floor pan in, and maybe have the rocker panel tacked in. If we do, that'd be awesome. And then maybe I can get that welded out. Then we can jump on the driver's side, get that side straight, and I'll come back to this firewall over here around this where this air box mounts. But there's a lot of stuff that's got to be fixed sheet metal wise on this truck. That's just probably more than I bargained for whenever I started this project, to be honest. But I'm in it now. I've got the money sunk into it. Might as well see it through, right? So anyways, if you want to see more content on the truck and updates, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment if you got suggestion on a suggestion or a tip on doing any of this kind of work, welding pans, thin sheet metal, what have you. I'm all ears, willing to listen. Thank y'all for watching.